We're working on a crossing down here. I've been filling that full of wood chunks to cross it. It's kind of a little nasty spot. I've got quite a bit to go, which we're making progress on it now. It's one of those deals we should have started putting wood across it. I'm cutting about 8-foot, 9-foot pieces and putting in there, staggering them. Of course, when you do that, drag logs through them, that doesn't help anything. Then I track them back in with the skid steer. Need some chains, it's slick. Mike down there. He's fun to have along. A lot of log there. A mess, isn't it?
Looks good.
Now Mike's handy to have around. Me and Mike have been good friends. He's been friends with my Uncle Kenny a lot longer. He's been friends with me because they grew up together, but I've known Mike all my life, and he likes going with us. He likes doing all this. There isn't too much we let him do, but we let him try and kind of do some stuff. And I actually had him on the skid steer earlier just kind of taking it from A to B. You know, he wasn't doing any digging or pushing or packing logs or anything, but just like right here, he's you know, like on choking logs. And I get on to him a lot about it. It seems like he either chokes them like an inch from the butt or like 5 feet back like he's doing there. And like I said, he tries and he enjoys doing it, and he likes coming out here with us, and we like having him because, like I said, he is a lot of fun to have around. Just we were laughing and joking last night. His entertainment value is worth a lot, just because he is extremely entertaining. I mean, it's like having your junior high friend with you, because I mean, laugh and joke and just, it's like you can be dumb kids still with Mike around. I'm waiting on these guys to get. I just cut those 2 a minute ago. I'm kind of waiting for them to get them out of the way, and I'm gonna cut some more of those tops up in there and pack down here to this crossing. Kind of getting this crossing in a good order now, but we've been having some trouble with the winch on the skidder with the plunger. I guess it's with the plunger and the winch control. It's not, the winch is not engaging like it's supposed to. So we're assuming it's the plunger somewhere in that winch control, because that's a Gearmatic winch on that skidder. It's not a Deere winch, and the winch works really good when it works, but here lately it's been having some problems pulling the cable in, or winching in, I guess you'd say. So we're gonna go out here to the deck and see if we can kind of troubleshoot that and see if we can find something wrong with it. Hopefully we can get it up and running again, because we'd like to get some progress on this job today. See, like right there, it's just not winching in good and fast like it's supposed to. Winching in like she's supposed to at all. Kind of walking around, exploring the timber here. A lot of trees in here, just they don't want to fall. They're getting hung up in all this hedge and hackberry. It's hedge, Osage orange as some people call it, or bodart, whatever. It's pretty nasty stuff. There's no other way to put it. It's just nasty stuff. As far as firewood, it burns extremely hot. Seems like generally we cut a lot of walnut timber. It grows in hedge groves. I don't know what it is about the walnut. Likes to grow in the hedge. Do that in there. They just and it's real. It's strong wood. You can't. It's hard to cut, hard to split, just almost stringy. It's tough old wood. They say the Indians used to make bows out of it, but yeah, I don't ever like cutting it just because, especially in the summertime. In the summertime, you can't see nothing in this kind of stuff. I mean, this would be an absolute jungle in the summertime, but some really good sized trees in here. Just about every tree in here cut's got a good veneer log in it. There's several in here to cut. Like I said, this is 22 acres. And the skidder, we're waiting on some parts for the skidder for that winch. I was cutting a little bit ago. I threw my chain down here, so I was like, you know, it's close enough to lunch. I'm just gonna take a little walk about and do some exploring. That's a pretty good tree there. It's got a good 10-foot log on it. You get up and see it's got some issues. We might be able to make 12 out of it. It's kind of got some cat faces there on the back side. Still got a good log in it. Trees everywhere. Like I said, they're gonna doze all this and it's gonna be developed. So there's some of this stuff, it just kills me to cut it. But I think to myself, I just, you know, it's either try to salvage something out of it for our client or put it in a pile and burn it, which, like I said, just from our standpoint, what we usually do is selective harvesting and managing timber. It's hard for me to get in here and just go to town cutting on some of the stuff, which whoever the other parties were that looked at this after we did, they marked a lot of trees that we wouldn't even think of cutting. See, like this little thing right here, it's got paint on it where they were going to cut it. There ain't nothing there. There's just, that might be 8, maybe 9 inches. There's just nothing there. Oh, boom. Oh, that one made it all the way to the ground. Lots of good trees. It'll be slow going just because how woolly it is in here. A little walkabout. That's a humdinger there. That is a humdinger. We didn't get a whole lot done today. We've had some winch problems, and I don't know anything about these Gearmatic winches, and why someone would put a Gearmatic winch on a John Deere skidder is beyond me. But this was the winch that was on the skidder when we bought it. The skidder came out of Canada. I mean, it's been a good skidder, don't get me wrong, and I've had no complaints about the winch until now. And I don't know where to get parts for these things, and we think it's in here. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic, but we've tried bleeding this thing. We thought we've had air in it. So I don't know what's wrong with it. Hopefully tomorrow they can get it back up and going, because it was, other than doing some cutting and getting a few logs out, it was a pretty light day. And I've already sorted the biggest part of the logs that we got out today, put them in the pile. This is just kind of the lumber stuff down here. There's some low-grade veneer in it, but I don't know why that stopped. Anyway, the veneer really starts up here, and there's just, as you see in the video today, there's just a ton of veneer on this job. And this stuff here is really, really good. I've got one up here. I didn't buck it yet. I ran out of gas, and literally I burned up all my gas today. So we're gonna cut it at 12 foot there, and it's gonna be at about a 12.25 right there. We just about made it on up to a 16, but decided against that just because it's a little bigger there, and I think it'll bring a little more money here to at a 12 than it would at the multiple cut, because we made it a 16. We would have thrown away about 4 foot on the top, which I hate wasting anything. And after kind of doing some math, kind of figuring what we think the top log will bring and what this thing will bring at a 12-foot log, it's better off at 12. Just a real good dark wood. These trees up here are thin barked. Of course, that in there is a little sappy. That's one of those small ones. Like I hate to cut stuff like this, but they got it marked and it's all going to get dozed, which it's a good clean log, but it's small. Generally, we wouldn't cut stuff like that, and just because you can see the sap on it, it's still growing a lot. It's got a lot of growing to do. So, well, that's it for today. Not near the day we wanted to have by any means, but that's logging. That's how it works sometimes. But hopefully tomorrow we'll be back up and running or kind of figure out what's going on. And hopefully we'll have some tire change soon where we can get back to cutting. Yeah, I didn't get all that cut on the bottom there. Trying to stay out of the dirt and didn't get her all cut. That's okay. That's okay. Let's go home.